I like what's the guy from Japan?
Inoue?
Yeah.
Like, do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catch weight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. Now that would be technically that fight right there, like me and him. But I think I'll be too big for him.
Probably, yeah, because he's
I'll be too
22.
big for him. Yeah. But that fight would be like
it's like a dream fight.
Yeah.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has just inserted his name into one of the most dangerous conversations in boxing by calling out the monster himself, Naoya Inoue. The possibility of two of the sport's most feared knockout artists sharing the ring has instantly captured the attention of fight fans everywhere. At the same time, Naoya Inoue has made it clear that his game plan would revolve around disciplined boxing, intelligent pressure, and patiently breaking his opponent down before taking advantage of the right moment to finish the fight with a stoppage.
What do you make of his style? What type of fight are we going to expect to see?
賢く頭を使って賢く頭を使って最後は KO する瞬間をお見せしたいと思います。
I'll fight in a smart way, and then I'll finish it with a knockout.
Meanwhile, Inoue responded to the growing speculation surrounding a potential showdown with Gervonta Davis by stressing the deep respect that exists between elite fighters. Inoue spoke highly of Davis, calling him a top-level competitor, and openly praised the incredible talent, boxing ability, and overall skill set that Tank consistently brings to the sport every time he steps into the ring.
もうすごい自分の選手として好きな選手ですし、すごくリスペクトもあるので、ああいう SNS で会話をちょっと試みて。
You know, I have a lot of respect for him, and I'm very fond of him as a fighter. And yeah, we basically communicate on this.
Likewise, Davis admitted that a fight against Naoya Inoue could eventually become a reality if the right circumstances came together, but he doesn't believe it's a realistic matchup at this point. Tank feels that the significant gap between their weight divisions makes the contest difficult to justify from a competitive standpoint.
Potential in the future for that fight to ever happen?
I mean, yeah, if I can get down to 130 and he can move up a little bit, yeah, that would be cool. But I don't really see myself really like fighting him. Like, that would be a reach, you know? Or if I like, probably, I don't see myself fighting him. Not really. I honestly don't.
Adding to the debate, Bob Arum dismissed the possibility of Naoya Inoue facing Gervonta Davis, arguing that the significant difference in their size and weight makes the matchup unrealistic. Arum believes Inoue has already achieved tremendous success in Japan, and sees no practical reason for him to move so far beyond his natural weight class just to take on a much larger opponent.
Inoue started at 108, and now he's worked his way up to 122. He is a tremendous star in Japan. Virtually nobody in Japan knows who Tank Davis is. And why would Inoue now, who is undersized at 122, talk about fighting a guy who's essentially a junior welterweight, a 140-pounder? It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, no sense.
Leonard Ellerbe also dismissed the idea of Naoya Inoue facing Gervonta Davis, pointing to the major size difference as simply too dangerous. Ellerbe believes the physical disadvantage would place Inoue at unnecessary risk, and insists that taking a fight like that could potentially hurt the remarkable legacy he has already worked so hard to build.
I actually never thought about it because, again, it's not fair to the kid.
Yeah.
He fights at 22.
That's what
so
the
what
fans
would
say.
yeah, what would Tank look like calling out a 22-pounder? But sometimes people that's like a death trap. You don't want to do nothing like that. It's like, let's let that man live and let him continue to have a great legacy that he's having.
Continuing the discussion, Floyd Mayweather Jr. gave Naoya Inoue high praise for his outstanding technical skills and disciplined offensive approach. Mayweather believes that if both sides could agree on a suitable weight, a showdown between Inoue and Gervonta Davis would become one of the most exciting and compelling matchups in all of boxing.
I think he's a hell of a fighter. A hell of a fighter. I won't take nothing away from him. Hell of a fighter. And I like him because I see he take a lot of my stuff from my playbook. But it's okay. That's boxing. You're supposed to take from the greats. But what I would like to see is if he can fight Gervonta at a catch weight. That'd be a hell of a fight.
Furthermore, Manny Pacquiao believes Naoya Inoue would match up well against Gervonta Davis if they were competing under equal physical conditions, highlighting Inoue's speed and relentless offensive style. Pacquiao also praised the way Inoue fights, saying certain aspects of his approach in the ring remind him of the style he displayed earlier in his own career.
Gervonta Davis and Inoue?
If they were in the same weight class.
Inoue.
Why is that? Why does Inoue beat Gervonta if they couldn't figure out a fight?
Inoue is fast. Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia, in our place. So his style is like when I was young, like 15, like when I was 115, 122, 118.
Expanding on their views, Coach Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis both recognize Naoya Inoue as an exceptionally talented fighter with impressive speed and knockout power, but they believe a matchup with Gervonta Davis would ultimately favor Tank because of the physical advantages he carries into the ring. They argue that Davis's size, strength, and natural punching power would eventually prove to be the deciding factors in the contest.
It's a fight that is entertaining. I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I know things that he won't be able to do over here. He won't be able to do over here. So
it doesn't matter what he does or doesn't do. Kenny, what would happen if he knew he's a great fighter, power, speed, steps in the ring with a Gervonta Tank Davis, 29-0, 27 knockouts?
Tank will knock him out.
Why do you say that?
Tank is just too big, too strong for him.
Adding another perspective, Mike Tyson places Naoya Inoue among the very best fighters in boxing today, and remains open to the idea of a future showdown with Gervonta Davis. Tyson believes that meeting at a reasonable middleweight could make the matchup more realistic, while still bringing together two elite-level fighters in one unforgettable contest.
You think the winner, did you see the monster Inoue? Yeah. Do you think he's the best pound for pound, or the winner of this fight is the best fighter in the world?
Japanese fighter is the best fighter in the world.
Mike,
in my opinion, I'm nobody, but I think it's the best fighter.
Mike, the idea's been thrown out there for him to move up to 130 fights and fight Gervonta Davis down the line. Did you see that fight happening?
Yeah, listen, how much he wants to move? He's 122 now, right?
He's 122, yeah. He'd be going to 135.
Why don't they fight 132, something like that?
Meanwhile, Chris Algieri praised Naoya Inoue for possessing a rare level of confidence and ring presence that sets him apart from most fighters in the sport. Algieri believes Inoue remains completely composed under pressure and continues to control the action, even after working through difficult moments inside the ring.
He has an aura about him that's something different.
He does.
He's a rock star. He is a rock star. He comes to the ring, it's almost like he's levitating on the above the ground. And listen, I've never seen a fighter get rocked the way that he did in this.
At the same time, Roy Jones Jr. places Gervonta Davis among boxing's elite because of the way he blends elite technical ability with devastating knockout power. Jones believes Tank separates himself from most fighters through his control of distance, his ability to create angles, and the many different ways he can launch his offense as a skilled southpaw.
One of the best ones out there is what they don't know gets less respect for it, but one of the best ones out there. Now his mouth a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's a different kind of character when it comes to the mouth. Yeah. Because that's where he's from. But he's really one of the pound the best ones of the coup. And I'm gonna tell you why he's the best one of the coup to me. He can punch, but he also can box. You understand me? Some that can box can't punch. Some that can punch can't box. He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally, he can do it left side, right side, he can do whatever he needs to do as a southpaw to get the job done. And that's saying a lot, because not many guys can do that today.
Furthermore, Roy Jones Jr. also praises Naoya Inoue as one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing, believing his accomplishments deserve much greater worldwide recognition. Jones argues that Inoue's dominance, explosive power, and remarkable consistency are what separate him from the rest of the elite fighters in the sport today.
At the same time, there's another tornado brewing over there in the name of Inoue.
He just won.
That is a bad dude, you hear me? Say what you want, I know he's way over there in Japan or whatever he is, but that is a bad dude. You understand me? They don't give him the credit because we don't see him that much. That dude right there, I think that dude really is pound number one.
On the other hand, Andre Rozier believes Gervonta Davis would simply overpower Naoya Inoue in a lightweight showdown because of the significant physical advantages between them. Rosier argues that Inoue would eventually be drawn into dangerous exchanges, where Tank's size, strength, and explosive punching power would ultimately prove too much to overcome.
Doesn't have a friend in the world. If he gets in the firing line, and he's going to have to because he's not a big guy. If he gets in the firing line, Tank is going to smoke him. That's what's going to happen. I'm dealing with just the physicalities and the capabilities of these men. Tank will smoke Inoue if they fight at 35.
Continuing his analysis, Andre Rosier believes Gervonta Davis would eventually stop Naoya Inoue because of the clear power and physical advantages Tank carries into the ring. Rosier acknowledges that Inoue has shown outstanding durability throughout his career, but feels Davis's ability to repeatedly hurt his opponents would eventually take the fight completely out of Inoue's control.
I think, honestly, I think that Tank would stop at 35. I don't know about 130. That's idle talk right now. But at 35, utter destruction. There's no way that, I mean, anybody could get dropped, but he's never been dropped. Anybody could be hurt. I've never seen him wobbled or falling across the ring. He has done that to many people. And if Inoue should happen to find himself anywhere in that spectrum of 135 pounds, Tank is going to knock him out.
On the other hand, Steven Espinoza views a potential showdown between Naoya Inoue and Gervonta Davis as a fascinating possibility, highlighting Inoue's ability to remain effective while moving up through multiple weight divisions. Espinoza acknowledges that the physical gap between the two is still significant, but believes the matchup would nevertheless present an intriguing clash of styles.
I think you never know. Look, he's come up a lot of weight already, but he's been carrying the power the whole time. So, look, yeah, it sounds a little bit crazy now, thinking about where they are at 122, but look, it's only 13 more pounds. Yeah, no, you're right, but it's intriguing. I would love to see Inoue and Tank. If he can move up.
Meanwhile, Coach Bredman believes a fight between Naoya Inoue and Gervonta Davis would leave Inoue facing a significant physical disadvantage because of the gap in their natural size and strength. He argues that Davis possesses the same elite level of talent while bringing considerably greater punching power and physical strength into the matchup.
The cause for Inoue to fight guys at 130, 135, I think is a bit unfair. He just don't have the frame for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just don't have a frame. I don't know no other way to say it. Like, he is just, I think it's just too much to ask for him. And then people want him to fight Tank. Tank is just as talented as he is, but way bigger. Tank will hurt him, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not, like, I don't think that's a fair fight.
Moreover, Greg Hackett believes a matchup between Naoya Inoue and Gervonta Davis deserves serious consideration because of the way their styles could clash inside the ring. Hackett argues that the physical difference between them has been exaggerated and sees the fight as far more competitive than many critics give it credit for.
Always gonna come down to the paper, and I would like to see it just because it is an interesting style matchup. You know what I mean? That's why. Not so much because I want to see Inoue get outed. It's just that the style matchup is intriguing, and we're not talking about a 6-foot guy. We're talking about a guy that's 5'6" versus a guy that's 5'4". I mean, that's a good matchup. You know what I mean? I think it's a good one. Man.
Analyzing the matchup, Robert Garcia praised Naoya Inoue as an elite level fighter, but questioned whether matching him against Gervonta Davis would be fair because of the significant difference in their natural size. Garcia argued that boxing should apply the same standard whenever fighters are asked to move well beyond their natural weight divisions for high-level matchups.
Well, Inoue is a great fighter, but he's too small. We're talking 1, 2, 3 divisions. Yeah. 3 divisions. So in that case, he's not talking about Tank fighting Charlo at 154, right? That's or also Crawford. 3. No, but Crawford's only 2 divisions. Yeah, that's true. With Charlo, that's 3 divisions. Yeah, so right. He's not even Crawford. He's not talking about Tank fighting Crawford. So it goes both ways. Obviously he probably prefers Tank to take the advantage.
Continuing his analysis, Robert Garcia believes a matchup between Naoya Inoue and Gervonta Davis may be more realistic than many people think, praising Inoue's complete skill set while also minimizing the physical gap between the two fighters. Garcia suggests that the difference in size and height is not as dramatic as critics often claim, which in his view makes the matchup appear far more competitive on paper.
In reality, it wouldn't be a bad fight actually. You know, because I think Inoue's badass, bro. And I don't think Tank is much bigger than size, height-wise. I don't think he's maybe even Inoue's a little bit taller than him, or maybe they're about the same height.
Continuing his breakdown, Robert Garcia gives Naoya Inoue full credit as an elite level fighter, but still picks Gervonta Davis because of the extraordinary power and finishing instincts he brings into the ring. Garcia believes that if Tank lands a clean shot, Inoue would have a difficult time recovering against a puncher with that kind of devastating power.
They asked Manny Pacquiao yesterday who wins between Tank and Inoue if they were in the same weight, and Manny said Inoue's too fast. Tank is very fast. I think Tank wins. If Tank lands on Inoue like Neri did,
they were in the same weight. Well, who would have won? Fucking Benito Lopez or Tyson if they were in the same weight.
Tyson.
You know
no, but Tank, but Cardenas landed. Cardenas, wasn't it? He landed. If that's Tank, Inoue's not getting up.
Ah, bro.
Same thing with Neri.
He's special, man.
He is special, but Tank's more special.
Punches.
However, Adrian Broder believes Gervonta Davis should continue taking fights he can control while strengthening his position at the top of the sport. Bronner also predicts that Tank would overpower Naoya Inoue in a head-to-head matchup because of the clear physical and stylistic advantages he would bring into the ring.
Get to know.
Who should he fight next? Who do you want to see him fight?
Man, at this point, you know, it's so many guys for him to fight. But I think, honestly, you know, I think they should put him in there with somebody to just wipe out and just, you know, just keep building.
Do you think Inoue should move up and fight Tank?
Man, Tank will knock that motherfucker out.
He destroy
him?
Still, Showbiz the Adult explains that a lower catch weight would work in Naoya Inoue's favor, but believes Gervonta Davis would begin taking control once the size advantage moves more toward Tank. Showbiz continues to view Davis as one of boxing's most naturally talented fighters, while also acknowledging that several other champions have achieved more across multiple weight divisions and in pound-for-pound conversations.
At a 130 catch weight, I think that's a little too low for Tank. I'll probably go Inoue at 130. Anything north of 130, I got Tank. Who's a better fighter? I think Tank's a better fighter. But that all depends, though. If you think Inoue's a better fighter than Tank, you got no argument for me, bro. But what I'm saying is, greatest fighters today, Inoue, Terrence Crawford, Usyk. Like I said, when it comes to who's doing greater things, I got Bam Rodriguez over Gervonta Davis, too. Like, I got Canelo over Gervonta, too. If I did a pound-for-pound list, it'd probably be at the bottom of my 10. You know, everybody else doing better things as far as accomplishments. Well, who's the best fighter right now? Fighting ability? I got Gervonta. I think he's the best.
The growing debate surrounding a potential super fight between Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue continues to split opinions across the boxing world. With both men possessing elite timing, explosive punching power, razor-sharp counterpunching, and exceptional ring IQ, many fans now see this as one of the most intriguing stylistic matchups the sport has to offer. But if this fight ever becomes a reality, who would really take control once the pressure starts building inside the ring? Would Inoue's precision, speed, and disciplined offense be enough to overcome Davis's physical advantages? Or would Tank's size, strength, and knockout power eventually prove too much to overcome? Share your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing news, fight breakdowns, and in-depth analysis.